Hey, hey, hey! What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I'm your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. Hey, we're back. Had to take the day off on Wednesday because, man, the COVID shot, the first one, just got me. It didn't, give me any nasty side effects. But it definitely put me down for the count in terms of energy. And it made me very, very tired. Very tired. Yeah. So yeah, had to take off Wednesday, but we're back feeling normal again. Everything's good. So we're going to get some stuff done tonight, but for those of you wondering in the chat, no, Bill, this is not the Bear Guy shirt. This is the Wolves. Ow! Mecha Decals, the insignia shirts. So these are the Wolves, 19. Yes. Which I love this shirt, by the way. I like the color. The color is great. It's like this golden, almost a weird kind of light orange-ish yellow. I really, really like it. Yeah, wearing the Wolves tonight. Yes. So, let's see. Let's get some business out of the way, and then we're going to start building and stuff like that, because I got some stuff to show you, right? And I feel like I have something in my teeth. I think I do. I ate dinner just before I came on, and I didn't have a lot of time. Shit, now I'm self-conscious. Stay right there. Don't go away. I need to double check, because now I'm just like, I know I have something in my teeth. I don't know it, but I know it. You know what I mean? Anyway, stay right there. I'll be back. All right, here we go. All right, much better. I literally ran to the bathroom and picked the little shit out of my teeth and everything. We had the kids having a sleepover, so we got pizzas for the girls and everything like that. So I had pizza and I had little schmutz in between the teeth. So trying to be professional here, people. Anywho, so let's, again, business. Let's get this out of the way, right? If you are interested in any of the tools and materials they're going to be working with here tonight, there's an Amazon link in the description. That side, if you're watching on Facebook, which I know that you're probably not. But I do get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it does not increase the cost for you. It just goes to help support the stream, and there's a ton of stuff in there that is really, really cool, and we update it all the time. Like I said, tools and materials that we use almost on a daily basis. Gear for streaming if you're into that, and also a lot of great books for inspiration and stuff like that. I have most of those books in there, probably a good 95% of them. And they've been invaluable to me. So go look at the books. The books are amazing. Yes. Ooh, the Chopper 2 is back in stock, Miko? I did not know that. Miko Pla over here on YouTube, he says, speaking of Amazon, I just ordered the Chopper 2 off your page. Oh, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, stock is coming back for the Chopper 2. Yes. That's awesome, dude. And Bill says, nice, Miko. You will enjoy it. I 100% agree with Bill. You will. Actually, no. I disagree with Bill. You won't just enjoy it. You'll love it. Yeah. $80? Oh! I mean, That's steep. that's that's steep. But I will say it's still worth it. It's still worth it. Even at that price, it's still worth it. I honestly, if I had to, if I had to buy it again, shit, I'd pay $200 for it. Honestly, now that I really think about it, it's that crucial to my workflow. You know, like a good graphic designer needs to have a fairly decent computer. You pay for quality, even though that's a steep markup. I mean, it's still worth it. Yeah, still worth it. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, go check out the Amazon page. A lot of cool stuff on there. Yeah. Yeah, Bill says that must be a reseller. MSRP is like $50, worth having. Just wish you could get it at a lower price. I agree with Bill 100% on that. But dude, you will love it. You will love it. I use it every single time I sit down to the bench. I use it. Yeah, I use it. So it'll change the way you build, Miko. That I can guarantee you. It'll change the way you build. 100%. Yeah. Anywho, yeah, so go check out the Amazon page. If you're interested in picking up one of the Wolves shirts, or any of the 10 Mecha Decal shirts that appear on Mecha Decal Sheet 3, you can do so by hitting up www.chowdamecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top, and you'll be transported to the store, and you'll find these shirts and many more. You'll find the Ace Pilot series in there as well. You'll find hats and prints and all sorts of fun stuff in there. So go stock up. And if you really want to show your support for what we do, man, go hit up the Chow Mecha Patreon. Yeah? A lot of cool stuff going on in there. Haven't posted in a few days. Obviously, I've been down for the count for the past couple of days. But tons of good stuff going on in there. Behind the scenes posts that don't make it to, the social media pages and stuff like that. A lot of in-depth posts and pictures and all of that, monthly giveaways, monthly hangouts, all that sort of fun stuff. So definitely go hit that up and show your support for Chow Mecha if you have the ability to do so. Yeah. Anyway. And finally, if you are in the market for kits, tools, paints, accessories, decals, such as Mecha Decals, Sheets 3, 1, 2, and 3, they're all in stock and shipping now right down here from our good friends, USA Gundam Store. Adam and the fine folks down there will definitely have what you need. And I don't know if you saw all of the posts, but sticker pack, the newest sticker pack, which I think is sticker pack 4, has, yes, the airdrop sticker. Yeah. Terry revealed that yesterday, and it has the airdrop sticker. Terry did an absolutely amazing job bringing the airdrop, the Jesta to life. And man, I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, go pick up your sticker packs. That's the only way to get airdrop. The only way to get the airdrop sticker is if you buy the sticker packs. It's not a monthly sticker. It is an exclusive sticker to the sticker pack. I will say that again. It is not a monthly sticker. You will not be able to get it in your orders, in your normal orders. You absolutely have to buy the sticker pack. Go buy the sticker pack. If for nothing else, get yourself an airdrop sticker, because it's amazing. The amount of detail that Terry put into this thing is off the charts, right? I'm just, yeah, just super, super cool. And I couldn't be happier. I could not be happier with it. So, yeah, it's awesome. It is awesome. So, go pick those up at USA Gundam Store and show your support, okay? Especially for Terry. Go give him some love, too. Gundam Yatham on Instagram. Go like his page. Go like the post and all that. Yeah, show your support for Terry. Terry is an amazing guy, and he's an amazing artist. So, yeah. And yeah, James, Spider2K2 over there, he says, mine's already in the mail. There we go. Awesome. Oh, man. Okay, so, yeah, same name on Facebook, too. Thank you, Bill. That is correct. Yes. It's a normal account. It's not like a page or anything like that, so you have to friend them. So, but it's still totally worth it. Seeing the updates and everything from Terry, man, super cool. Yeah. Anyway, excuse me. So, excuse me. I was getting parched. Yeah. Brendan Hay says, I got the Tequila Gundam sticker with my last order. Isn't that cool? The Tequila Gundam? It's just, I don't know. It's just stupid cool. So, big up to Terry on all of his artwork, man. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Fell in love with Terry's artwork when he did, he sent me a gift last year, and it was a really nice rendition of the hummingbird, and it was just the head and kind of top of the chest, almost like a bust, but not completely, and just black and white, kind of watercolor, bits here and there, and just absolutely cool. And then I was hooked on his artwork after that. So, yeah. Anyway, all right. So let's get to building, shall we? I think so. Let's go camera 2. Let's show you what we've been working on here. Because even though I wasn't on Wednesday, I was still building a little bit. Wednesday was a little tough because I slept most of the day afterwards. I fell out probably around, God, I want to say like 6 o'clock. And I woke up at like 9:45, just in time to cancel the stream, right? Because there was no way I was going to be able to last. No way at all. And then went to bed at 10. I didn't wake up until the next day at about 6:30 when the kid had to go to school. Went back to sleep after she left at about 6:45, and then I slept until 11 a.m. I was done. It just, yeah, I was no good. So, we still did a little, yeah, you know what? Ooh, look at that. It disappears. Oh my God. Hey, look, watch. Hopefully I don't cut myself. But yeah, look at that. It just, it's gone. I mean, can you see it? It's not there. Oh, there it is. Stupid. Anyway. Yeah, Miko says I'm a magician. Anyway. Vlad over there on YouTube, he says, I'd like to share that after 25 years, I finally got my Soul Tekkaman and my VF2 SS1100 from Bandai. I'm the happiest kid in the world. Hey! Nice. Miko says, with Olfa handles and Gunpla. Hey, now. There's Chris R. What's going on, Chris? Good to see you, buddy. He says, hello, everyone. What's going on, dude? Kenneth says, Tim is the Blade, and the Blade is Tim. Yeah, right. Don Zwergo says, don't make the Joker magic trick. Yeah, no. Put a smile on that face. No, we're not about that. We're not about that. All right, so let's bring you up to speed with what we've got so far, yeah? So here is the lower panel of the shield, right? And we've got this all scribed up. Excuse me. I know on Monday we finalized the design for this. And then I went ahead and scribed everything in. Got all of the geometry set in place. Filled in that pre-molded cavity in there. Focus. Come on. There we go. And just scribed everything nice and neat. So everything is basically there from the design we came up with on Monday. So little micro panels here and here. Bisected one there. A little one with a nice little diagonal there. That nice middle scribe line with that very subtle trapezoidal indent there, and then the middle bisection there with the two floating notches. I think all of that just looks really, really clean. Very, very nice. Man, the borders just really, really look good. Everything is nice and even all over the place, and I think this is going to look really, really good once it's painted up. So yeah. Let's see. Thomas Statton's with us. He says, what's up, Gunpla fam? What's going on, Thomas? Good to see you, buddy. Michael Dawson is also with us. He says, just got home from work. What'd I miss? Man, you didn't miss much. We're just getting into it. Don't worry about it. Showed the shirt, and we talked about the airdrop sticker from USA Gundam Store. So go get you one. Yeah. Let's see. Chris R says, not much, Tim. Snapping a master grade Jesta. Hey, there we go. I like to hear that. Chris. Vlad says, Yerushalayim Tekkaman designs are super cool. Now I have 4 Blade Evil and Blastor. Hey. Sam L. Looks good, Tim. Thank you, Sam. And let's see. Big Goof Ben says, recast that and sell it at pro shops as a design. No. This is mine. There can only be one. Like Highlander, there can only be one. Spider2K2, James says, did anyone else see that airbrush model kit USA Gundam Store has pre-orders for? Thing looks hilarious. Yes, the colonizer ship. Yes, it looks like a freaking airbrush. It's awesome. Let's see. Bill says, Vlad, I got my Motoroid Escaflowne. Looking forward to building it, but wish it was master grade sized, right? Don Zwergo says, seeing work like this Shield or Viper's clean versus weather build makes me understanding where to put panel lines. Hey, that's what we're here for. That's why we do what we do, right? That's why we do what we do. Let's see. Bill says, Spider, at first I thought it was a joke, right? I didn't even notice it at first. And then I looked at it and I'm like, that looks like an airbrush. Like, what the fuck, you know? But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's see. Julius, he's over there. Sarge, what's going on? He says, I made it! Hey! Chris R says, I know some really nice videos on how to customize the Jest I might have to rewatch. There you go, buddy. There you go. Kenneth said, Kenneth's got a question.
We have a question.
He says, how do you maintain those tiny notch so even up and clean? Number one, sharp chisels. That has made such a huge difference. And I never really noticed it until I sharpened my chisels. And that actually really does make a big difference. It really, really does. Surprisingly a big difference. So I highly, highly recommend, number one, sharp chisels. Plain and simple. The sharper the better. It'll move through that plastic with very little chip out, and all of that. So sharp chisels, number one. Number two, how do you maintain the evenness, right? Measure, measure, measure. Measure, measure, measure. Yes. Always, always, always measure. Now, the thing that I did with this, right? Because this shield, number one, it's curved this way. And number two, this right here is also curved. So trying to use like a scribing jig is not really going to work, as you can probably see. Well, not now. You could probably see here, because son of a bitch, it's flush up here, but it's proud down there at the bottom, meaning there's a gap, right? And then same thing, even more so if you extend it to the top side. This side is flush, but then you can see how it starts to deviate off from the line, right? So there's definitely a curvature to this, right? So how do we tackle that if not scribing jigs? Well, we go old school. And we have to cut some Dymo strips. Yes, we have to cut Dymo strips. So what I went ahead and did was I set up a 2.5 millimeter cutting distance on my chopper, and then just cut 2.5 millimeter strips, long width strips, but long, right? And then just went ahead and just draped those across here. And since this is a slight curve, you can actually form that those Dymo strips to this curvature. These here are also a slight curvature. Up here is not really, but you have to deal with this curve, right? So you're constantly battling, you know, this wibbly wobbly type of thing, right? Which is not a good deal. So another strip of Dymo all the way around, right? And that gets you your evenness of panel lines. Now, in terms of the notches, measuring off of different points on the baseline, which is the border, right? So here, that's 2 millimeters off of that. This notch here is 2 millimeters off of that corner, right? This notch right here, that's 4 millimeters off of that corner, right? And it's the same on both sides. These big notches here, those are 2 millimeters off of this corner. You keep those even, and you measure, 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 right? Always measure. Measure twice, notch once. Hopefully. Right? So, sharp chisels, measure, measure, measure. That's how you maintain all of this, right? So, hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. That's actually a really great question. Really, really great question. So, thank you, Kenneth. Miko says, reminds me of artwork where people turn common items into space vehicles and stuff. It's freaking clever as fuck. Yeah, the colonizer ship, right? Ranger Chris says, so Tim is planning to do a Kurgan themed build? Could be interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Could be interesting. Michael Dawson says that airbrush ship looks like it can work in the Star Wars universe. Yeah, right? Bill says, wasn't the Gelgoog Hunter he was building kind of a Kurgan themed? Yeah, I mean, kind of. It was more of a bounty hunter type of thing, but yeah, it was pretty. It would have been pretty gnarly, right? Miko says, anyone else think that airbrush ship thing kind of has a Mechanicore aesthetic? A little bit, yeah. Belted Earl, he's got a question for us. Let's go ahead and reload the... Come on, reload the button. There we go.
We have a question.
He says, do you ever make any of your panel lines arcing, or are the majority of your lines straight? Sometimes they arc. Yeah, sometimes they do. For instance, this guy right here. Perfect example. Right there. That little guy. That roundy bit. Right? That roundy bit. So, yeah, best thing for that, Earl, is a good circle template like this. This is actually by that Chinese company U-Star. They actually it might be Taiwan, Taiwanese probably. But yeah, the U-Star company is actually make a ton of good hobby products, and you can get most of these on places like Taobao, eBay. Depends on the seller, of course. But this is a steel one, which is really nice. Alternatively, then you can go with just one of your green see-through style circle templates here, which they do the trick. But then also, what really helps for kind of slight curves and stuff, a nice French curve set. That's hard to see, isn't it? Because it's clear, idiot. There, that's not much better, but it's a little bit. But maybe if I put it across my shirt, see, you can kind of see, and that's big, right? I mean, they have smaller ones, like that little guy, right? But this actually helps too. And they actually, I forget the company, but there's a company that makes small steel French curves, which are really nice. Actually, I think it's by that same company that makes the spinny drill chisel thingies that we got, the Galactic Galactic Toys sent me. Where the hell did I put those? They're around here somewhere. Here they are. What's that company? Neuron. I don't know. Aaron. Yeah, Neuron. But they're the company that makes the small little steel French curves. And I've been wanting to kind of get my hands on those, but I've never had the inclination to buy them, or the opportunity, I should say, when I'm trying to stock up on other things. So, miss out on those. Yeah. Anywho, Chris R says, also, SabatonCon will be happening this year, and I decided to hold a model contest. Hey, there we go. Very good, Chris, very good. That's a big deal for those folks out there in Arizona. So I think that's good. I think that's really good. Bill says, notice! Also, people, you are less likely to have tools slip and cut you when they are sharp. Always avoid using dull blades, chisels, or nippers. That's a great bit of information, Bill. Thank you for that. And I totally agree. 100%. He says, not only does it help with clean builds, but it is for your safety. And now you know. And knowing's half the battle. Good stuff. Let's see. Big Goof Ben says, nothing more dangerous than a dull knife. Nothing more expensive than a cheap sports car. Hey.
We have a question.
Hey, Don Zwergo says, question, wouldn't a divider help on that? A divider, basically, kind of like almost like a protractor, but with two needles instead of your graphite. Yes, to answer your question, yes, that would actually that would definitely help with spacing out notches and stuff like that. Absolutely, 100%. I still prefer the tape trick around the edge, just because you can get a nice clean line with the Dymo tape rather than trying to etch that in there with the protractor and everything, or I should say compass, not a protractor, a divider. But yeah. So yes, to answer your question, yes, with spacing out notches, that would absolutely help. 100%. Yes. Bill says, yep, some people do use a divider. Yep. He says, Good is kind of pushing it. U-Star makes serviceable tools. I mean, some of their stuff is pretty good. This is not that great. This is serviceable. But I really do like the circle template. Not gonna lie, really, really like that, because number one, it's in metric, amazing, and number two, it's steel. Can't find it anywhere. Can't find that anywhere, at least in the States. So, love those. Let's see here. Earl says, just wondered if it threw off the aesthetic of the bot. No, curves can sometimes be very appropriate on on different models, especially Zionic style mobile suits. Things like the Cublé, very kind of interesting shapes, so definitely curves would be completely appropriate on that particular mobile suit. Other things sort of like you look at like the Sumo from Turn A. Again, curvy, completely appropriate. The Guxion, the Big Froggy version of the Guxion, completely appropriate on that one too, right? And then even some places on more angular suits. You look at like the Zaku 1 and 2. The legs have those kind of curvy calves and stuff like that. You could throw some curved lines on there, and it would be completely expected at that point. So, yeah, I'm the Thomas Staton, bingo, exactly. That's another one. So there are definitely places and different style mobile suits that you would absolutely expect curved lines to be. So you have to pick and choose that. But yeah, there are times, there are places, 100%. Yeah. Bill says Madworks makes tiny French curves, if I remember. Ooh, interesting. Might have to look into that. Michael Dawson says Madworks has some photo etch ones. There you go. Kenneth says Neuron tools are great. Miko says, man, I'd be too afraid of bending those. I have giant gorilla hands. Nice. Couple of Uruguay's with us. Javier says, hey, everyone. What's going on, dude? Miko Plot, G.I. Joe. Chris R says, come here, Miko. God damn it, Chris. I will not tolerate that. I will not. Don't want that. God, no. Inside joke for those of us that went to Sabaton a couple years ago. Bad. Very bad. Hey, now. Bill says, I think it is Robbie Plow or someone I follow who uses dividers for scribes. Yeah, there you go. Bill says, heads almost always have curved scribes. Usually. Kenneth says, I bought my Drapus mini compass last year. It's way too expensive, like $40. Damn. To Across over there on Twitch. What's going on? He says, just ordered a cap through your online store recently. Excited to try cutting my own hair and having your cap as a backup. I like it. I like it. You won't be disappointed. The caps are great. Wonderful embroidery and everything. So, especially like on the Sinanju hat with the, there it is, the sleeves badge there. Really, really good embroidery. Really good embroidery. Very happy with that. So, I'm sure you'll be happy too. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that, dude. Big Goof Ben says, if you want dividers with 2 metal points, search for nautical dividers. Nautical dividers, not nautical. Nautical. Or artist proportional dividers. There you go. Koto Kai, Mr. Brian Bro Builder. What's going on, buddy? He says, I made a couple videos doing curved panel lines on a Master Grade Gyaradoga kit bash back in 2017. There you go. Miko says, I need that hat. That was porn. This one? This one, Miko? This guy? The Sinanju? With the bat, with that? This one? Yeah. Go get you one, man. Bill says, why is the cap a backup? What is wrong with you? Join us in shaving the head, right? Dude, I absolutely love this cut, man. Like, I went into the place where I get my hair cut. Just a fucking great clip. I mean, come on. Do I need anything else? Do I need a barber for this? No, I don't. But I told her, shave it on the sides, get me a 3 on top. We're done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Brian, Mr. Koto Kai says, oh, I used the Tamiya Scriber 2 and a few other non-traditional tools as well. It was one of my first builds. Oh, Brian. Oh, Brian. The Tamiya Scriber. At least you learned, right? At least you learned. Don Zwergo over there on YouTube, he says, oh, in Germany, dividers came usually with a spare steel needle and a graphite, so we were fine. Yeah, mine came with a spare needle too. Like, right, yeah, this little guy. Yeah, so I can easily turn mine into a divider and all that. So yeah. Anywho, let's see. Ranger Chris, he's got a question for us. He says, I was looking at the red handle scriber tool you added to the Amazon list and was wondering if you had used it and how it performed. Yes, Chris, actually, where'd I put that little guy? Yep, this one right here. We actually reviewed this live on a stream. I think, what was it? It wasn't last week. I think it might have been the week before, maybe on a Wednesday. But yeah. Like Bill says, not the greatest, but it worked good enough, right? It works good enough. And the really cool thing is that if you sharpen these, they work even better, right? Because I will show you the difference between what you get out of the box and what we were able to achieve, right? So let's see if it's gonna focus there. So there's the quality of the metal. It's pretty rough, right? And that's kind of, the grind on this is not great. It's fairly textured there. You can kind of see it. But with the diamond plates and the chisel holder, we were able to get a really, really nice edge on this thing. And, I would go back and sharpen this side a little bit just to get the texture down. But we were able to get a really, really nice fine surface right there. And you can kind of see, I mean, that looks white, right? It looks like a piece of plastic is sitting there, but that's literally just a reflection off this thing. Yeah, we were able to get a pretty decent edge with this, and it works decently. Once you sharpen it up, it actually works a lot better. But yeah, for $18, $19, you really can't beat this thing. It's actually a really good deal if you're starting out. So yeah, get you some diamond plates and stuff like that. And then also check out like eBay or something like that and get you one of these. One of these U-Star chisel holders, and watch the streams where I sharpened the chisels, and you'll learn how to do it with zero issue. This thing, like Bill has said, is serviceable, right? I was able to sharpen the majority of my BMCs with this thing before I was able to get the harp, right? Which is amazing. But yeah, get the chisels, that set. Get you a couple diamond plates and find this U-Star sharpener, and you will be in business. 100% you will be in business. Yeah. Let's see. Bill says it works, Chris. Yeah. Excuse me. Kodokai says it worked pretty good, to be honest, LOL, though I wouldn't do it again. He's talking about the Tamiya scriber. Bill says, not the greatest, but good enough. Exactly. It doesn't have to be perfect, just good enough. Always. Ben says, 3 weeks ago? It might have been. I don't remember. Check Instagram. The picture will tell you when that stream was. Yeah. Ranger Chris missed that part of the stream or was working that night. Yeah. Chris, like I said, check Instagram. Here, shit, I'll check it right now, actually. And let's see. What date was that on? Let's see. That was longer than I thought. Yeah, wow. Shit, that was March 8th. That was over a month ago. That was like 5 weeks. That's crazy. I thought it was just like really soon. But no. That's March 8th. March 8th was the episode that we tested the chisels on, the $18 set from Amazon. Now let's see, the day that we sharpened the chisels was April 7th. So yeah, go check that one out. I do the full walkthrough on sharpening chisels and everything. So yeah, March 8th, April 7th. Those are the two that you want to go back to and watch for both of those. So yeah. Chris Pabs is with us. He says, "Oh, hi guys. I was so into painting I almost missed the show." That's okay, Pabs. We understand, buddy. Ranger Chris says, so okay out of the box and pretty decent if you sharpen them up. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Wilson Allenay is with us over there on YouTube. What's up, Wilson? He says, I have chisels that have a long wooden handle. Those are very cheap and basic, but I love the ergonomic-ish of the long handle. Yeah, no, I mean, and, you get the BMC handles, and they're kind of the same thing. I have the handles on all my BMCs. I'm just, a snob like that, I guess. Anyway, Brian says, speaking of great clips, I'm over here in Brooklyn spraying Tresemme like I'm Surge in Beverly Hills Cop. Surge. Sounds like a detergent. God, I love that part. Bill says, yeah, Chris, are you in the bash box list? Yeah, there you go. Chris R says, I think I threw away my Tamiya scriber so it can never hurt anyone again. I like it. Let's see. Bill says Wilson is all about what works for you. Many older builders have DIY jerry-rigged tools that are just essential for them. Exactly. And then William Thomas is with us over there on YouTube. He says, late to the stream, evening, folks. What's going on, dude? Better late than never, right? Anyway, all right, so let's get back to this. We've answered all the questions, gone through the chat and everything. So here we go. So this is what we got for the inner part of the shield, right? Now, for the bigger part of the shield, the main body here, went ahead and we plated these up before, but I went ahead and wrapped these around there, so basically strapped these over, laminated those essentially onto here, so it kind of gives a nice bulked up feel to that. A nice thick 1mm strip here on the edge, so it kind of protrudes nice there, and this is all beveled and scribed and all of that, so it's looking really, really nice. Now, what I'm working on currently though is scribed this kind of line here to divide the parts of the shield and everything, make that look nice and neat there. Filled in these two pre-molded deals, and then obviously we added some plate here that I am obviously still working on here. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna continue to work on these guys here, trim these up, make these look nice and right and everything, yeah, so hopefully by hopefully within an hour we can have these trimmed up, looking nice, nice and even. Get these perimeter scribed, all that good stuff. Get the glue squeeze out, cleaned up there, and all that. So hopefully we can get that done in an hour. Let's try, yeah. Let's try. So get our eyes on here. Let's get to work, yeah. All right. So first things first is we've got to trim these. Trim these pieces off here that I went ahead and glued on, because obviously we're not gonna leave them like that, right? So with that being said, we're going to grab our USA Gundam Store hobby knife here, and first things first, we're going to start by trimming this guy off of here. Am I even on screen? Yeah, cool, okay. Now, you may be wondering, why aren't you using nippers for this? Because since there's since there's a minimal amount of surface area holding this on, I don't want to cause any stress to the super glue and potentially have this crack off. So by using the hobby knife, you don't put nearly as much stress on the plastic, and you cut down on the chances of it stressing the plastic and popping that off of there. Obviously, it's a little bit more work because, you have to, trim all this off by hand and be, really careful with it and all that. But trust me, looking at this, it's completely worth it. Completely worth it. But, you also have to, be pretty careful. Keep your digits out of the way. And try not to take off too much material either. Whoa, shit. Okay. So we're getting really nice and close. Just a little bit more with the knife, and then we're going to take it to the sanding block. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, so Next thing, we're going to grab our 400 sanding block here, and we're just going to kind of feather that together. And obviously there's a pretty hefty curve there, so we have to kind of rock this back and forth a little bit to respect that curve, right? We're getting there. And Bill's got a question for us, yeah?
We have a question.
He says, why not use micro saws versus the hobby knife? He says, I know that is what I would have gone for. Yeah, which is an option, right? But for me, I get better results with the hobby knife, Bill. Plus, there's not nearly as much there. There's not enough meat there to for at least for me to facilitate the use of a hobby saw. Plus, I don't necessarily want to run the risk of damaging this surface here, the plate, by trying to saw that off. And then under here, same type of thing. It's such a kind of a tight area down in here. Using the hobby knife, at least for me, is what works best. And again, it's all on what works best for you, right? So, but yeah, good question. Big Oof Ben says, file. Yeah, another way. Yeah. Kenneth says, nipper, sand, I'm lazy. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't want to run the risk of this popping off, because by the time I get this trimmed down, it'll only be about a 2 millimeter strip on there. And since it's, just edged glued on there, I'm hesitant of this popping off, because I actually had one the other day when I was gluing one of these guys on here. Used the nippers on it, and it did pop. So I'm extremely hesitant of that. Just knowing the limitations of the material, and especially the super glue. Yeah, I'm just, yeah, a little antsy when it comes to that. Yeah. Big Oof Ben says, pop it on the CNC if you're feeling frisky, right? Bill says, I would avoid the file, as at that size and length, it would apply too much stress. Yeah, true. Julio's with us. Uh-oh. He says, what the fuck is really good? Bunch of mother lovers in this bitch. What's going on, Julio? Ben says, the finer tooth jeweler's files on the Tamiya Wave files are like butter. A bastard file would rip it to shreds and make a mess. Yeah, no doubt. And with the curves, you need to be careful with this curve here, right? Because it needs to be gradual, right? It needs to be gradual. It needs to be subtle. So, again, I'm using the sanding block here because it encompasses the entire surface, and I'm kind of rocking it back and forth slightly. This is an exaggeration, what I'm doing right here. But I'm just doing a kind of a much more subtle rocking process there to try and get the last little bits of glue off of here. And we're getting really, really close. So what I might do, just scrape this thing down a bit. And that's pretty good. Yep, there we go. Now we're in business. Okay, so we'll switch to the 600 here and just kind of give this a nice finish. And we're looking good. Just a little bit more up at the top here, just to even it out. And there we are. Nice and flush. That passes the fingernail test, which is always the determining factor in terms of joining two seams here. Now, based on the amount of dust right here, see that little white speck right there in that gap? Yep, that's a little gap there. So we're gonna need to go back and touch that up with a little bit of super glue, but that's not a huge priority right this second, right? So we'll jump that hurdle when we need to at this point. So we're not gonna worry about that right now. Yeah. Let's see. Bill says, not much, just pretending like I have a clue. Bill, you always have a clue, buddy. Stop it. Stop it. Parched. There we go. Anywho. Alright, so back to this. Next thing we're going to do is trim down the inside here, right? This is a little bit trickier. Simply because the curve is outside on the front of the shield, right? Meaning that the knife doesn't, there's no chance of it digging into the surface here. It stays, see, it stays proud of that when we trim this way, but it's the exact opposite on the inside here. So when we go to trim this down, we need to be very careful of how much material we remove with the knife, right? That's actually very important, very crucial. And also, we need to be careful with our digits here. Now, I start by taking the bulk of material off of here and leaving, probably about, I don't know, millimeter, half a millimeter, something like that on here, just so we can really kind of fine-tune it down. So you can see how much material we removed from that, right? There's the original. That's basically what's left. And we're still going to we still have a bit to take off here, right? Still a bit to take off. So now that we've got this worked down pretty good, now we're going to get in here with the nitty gritty. And slowly make sure we're on camera. Take this down to where we need it. And we're probably about a half millimeter off of the surface right now, if I had to take a guess. And I'm just going super slow because obviously my thumb is right there and it needs to be to steady this piece. So as you can see, it's directly in the path of the blade. So going super slow and controlled will help me to maintain safety. Okay, now we're going to switch up positions here and we're going to start to scrape this thing down. Maybe just a little bit more off of here, especially at this end. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, Ranger Chris. So wouldn't trimming it down with some clippers first and then cleaning it up with the hobby knife be both easier and safer? Yes. Yes, it would. But like I said before, since this is, obviously a very, very small amount of surface area, the chances of this popping off under the stress of nippers is higher. So I'm very hesitant to use nippers in this case, simply because I don't want this plastic to pop off from the stress that the nippers puts on the piece. So unfortunately, nippers are not an option, at least for me, right? So that's a good question and a good thought, but yeah, in this particular case, it is not. Let's see. John Lynn's over there on YouTube. She says, hi, Tim and everyone else. Frog, frog, frog. Julio says, don't say hi to John Lynn. Why not? Bill says, looking at the new brushes for painting miniatures, man, I haven't handled a brush with this fine of tips in so long. I don't think my old man hands can handle fine detail again. Julio says she's trying to meet new people because she doesn't like us anymore. And John Lynn says, LOL, shut up, stupid. Shut up, stupid. Bill says, I can't even see the tips of these brushes. What the fuck? When did I get old, right? Pab says, big yup. Michael Dawson says, go super fast, Tim. I like a Band-Aid. Jesus, Mike. Thanks. Appreciate that. Sure, go cut yourself. Sever an artery. We don't care. Do it for the camera. Woo! Get stitches. Yay! Jesus. Anyway. All right. So what I'm going to do next is actually I'm going to switch over to my little NT cutter here. Because this actually has a 45-degree blade, where the one on the USA Gundam Store knife has a 30-degree blade, right? So you can see the differences in the angles, right? I like to use this one for trimming and stuff like that, beveling, scraping stuff down, but for very, very fine detail work, I absolutely love this little guy and the 45-degree blades. You can put the 45-degree blades in this holder, mind you, because this is an NT cutter style holder, and these are NT cutter blades, right? So you can use both of these interchangeably in both of these handles, which are great. But I love this little guy for some reason. It's just, I don't know. The amount of dexterity that I'm able to get with this little NT cutter is just off the charts. And the 45-degree blade, it's not only just shorter in length, it's also, it just for some reason, it allows, it allows way more control when you cut, right? Yeah. Let's see. Ranger Chris says, that's fair. Cool. John Lynn says, do it for the vine, Tim. No. Pav says, make sure your thumb doesn't look like Zach's. That man mangled that thumb. I didn't see that. Good thing I didn't. Bill says, these parts aren't melted together with plastic cement. They are abutted with super glue. Super glue is inherently more brittle than styrene, and thus has a lower tolerance for shearing stresses. Exactly. Bry Guy's with us over on YouTube. He says, hello, everybody. What's going on, Brian? Good to see you, man. Thomas Staten, wouldn't a diamond cutter Dremel bit set to low do the same job? Yes, but also you don't get the same amount of control. That's like bringing a sledgehammer to an operating table. It's more for removing a mass amount of material rather than just trimming down material. So trust me, Thomas, I like where your head's at, but even with the Tac Life Mini Dremel here, this little guy, even with this, it would still be a bit of a it'd still be a bit of a stretch, right? Because, you know, there's tight tolerances in here, especially with the inner curve working, and then also too with that bit stressing the adhesive here, the super glue, I'd be worried about that. So trust me, I like where your head's at. In my personal opinion, it's just not it's not what I would do. Yeah. Let's see. Ben says belt sander or die grinder. We cut everything down quickly and leave a smooth finish. Yeah, it would. Tetsujin's over there on YouTube. He says, "What's up, Tim? I'm loving the audio ammo songs by AO Mecha, and the one he made in your feature is badass." He says, "I believe yours is the one before Terry T's, which is really sweet to listen to." There you go. Yeah, Ariel makes some interesting music, right? And the one that he made for Airdrop was pretty cool too. So yeah, it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. All right, so back to this, and it's just right here. This section is just. It really is just whittling down, taking off bit by bit until it's flush with the piece. And it's a slow, laborious process. But we're getting really, really close. I mean, I think we're probably less than 1/10 of a millimeter from surface level at this point, and I'm starting to gouge that the surface a bit here. So we're gonna flip over to more of a scraping motion here. And actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the 1, 2, 3 blocks in here so I can prop this up a little bit easier, so I can kind of stabilize this. And that gives me a better surface here to try and scrape this down. There we go. Now she's getting there. Now we're cooking. Yeah. Yes, sir. That is very nice. Just a little stubborn bit right here. There we go. Nice. All right. So now, take a little bit of sandpaper here. Just kind of finish that off and smooth everything down flush and even, and just make this surface extra pretty. And just basically feather that surface all together. And there we go. We've got, and you can see right there in the highlights the marks from my fingernail, right? And that just runs right over that gap. So that is perfectly flush with one another. And there you can see how much material we're left with, right? We went from that, basically a 4mm strip, down to that, which is, I'd probably guess, between 1.5 to 2mm. And everything's all nice and flush. And you can kind of see there how it's nice and built up. And once this is painted up and everything, looking good, man, this that'll look really, really great. Really, really great. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's catch up with everything here. Pav says he made mine samurai themed. He says, I think race was involved. Bill says, I mean, technically a propane blowtorch will get it done. It is a judgment call on which one is best for your application. This choice is part of what makes up your individual style. True that. He says, so choose what works for you, but stay safe in doing so. Pab says, I'm going to use teeth. Bill doesn't give bad advice. Brian says, I'm going to use Bill. Jesus. Touchison says, so for this technique, any hobby knife works, or it has to be of a certain spec. No, man, to scrape it down, and trim this down, I mean, you technically could use any hobby knife. Any hobby knife, any blade. Me personally, I use the 30-degree blade here to, get the majority of the material off of there. And then I will switch to my 45-degree blade, just because it has a better amount of control. I have a better amount of control when using it. So that's just my personal preference. But technically, yes, you could use any hobby knife, any blade. Yeah. Michael Dawson says, random question.
We have a question.
Does soap water work well enough to remove mold release on resin? It's okay. Yeah. As long as it has some sort of degreaser in it, Michael. That's the main part. So, like a dish soap or something like that would probably work really well. That's what I used to use. But an industrial strength degreaser like Zep Fast 505 or something similar to that would work better. It would work better. Yeah. Let's see. Brian says, teeth doesn't give bad advice. Jesus. Bill says, never thought I would have to say this to a guy, but don't swallow, Pabs. Christ. Pab says it'll take a lot longer. Best to go with a stronger degreaser. Yeah, exactly. Brian says most of the time, Michael. Yep. Michael says, can I let it soak in isopropyl? Yeah, and Chris says I would not do that. I would not do that either. Alcohol has a weird reaction with resin over a long period of time. In my experience, and I've done this before, not knowing this, but it was a hummingbird. I was casting one of these thrusters here, right? And obviously this is an old cast, right? But I was casting one of these, and I painted it up. I stripped it down, and accidentally left it in the alcohol overnight. And what happened was it got spongy, right? Yeah, and Chris says, my experience, resin soaks it up like a sponge, made it soft. Yeah, it's really strange, right? It made it spongy and soft, and you could literally bend it in half. It's actually kind of a cool, weird phenomenon, but yeah, I wouldn't let it soak in isopropyl alcohol for a prolonged period of time. Cleaning resin in isopropyl is perfectly fine. If you're quick with it, 10-15 minutes isn't gonna harm it, but leave it in there prolonged for hours, then you're running a risk of it becoming spongy. But cleaning it and everything with isopropyl, not an issue. But still, a degreaser is still better than isopropyl. So, your Zep Fast 505, your Purple Power concentrate, things like that, those are probably going to be, your better alternatives to, removing that mold release off resin. So, yeah. Michael Dawson says, so purple power then. Yeah. Yeah. Pab says, don't use a butter knife, please. Right? Bill says, purple powers at 505 would work well, 100%. Thomas Staten, Dynafoam from a factory would work. I don't know what Dynafoam is. Let's see. Bill says, must be a reaction with the hardening agent. Sounds cool. It is kind of interesting. Yeah. Like Pab says, it becomes spongy. It's weird. It is weird. Kenneth says, water, soap, ultrasound cleaner, joy. Boom, done.
We have a question.
Tedgeson has a question about resin parts and how is it applied to plastic for conversion or just the conversion process. So normally what happens, Tetsugen, is that, say for instance, you get a resin conversion kit. Basically, they would take a piece, a modified piece, similar to this, right? And cast this piece, right? With the with the slots and everything on it for a specific kit. And then, you get this, you have the original kit, and then it would just literally just pop on there like the original part, essentially. Most of the time, that's what happens, right? And that's as straightforward as it is. Sometimes you have to do some cutting. Sometimes, there are some other finessing involved, especially when there's warping and stuff like that in the part. Sometimes it just doesn't fit very good, so sometimes you have to fiddle with it. Conversion kits vary in quality. Number one, based on the studio that's producing it, and then also number two, basically the number of pull from the mold. If it's a new mold, then that pull is going to be probably super clean. If it's an older mold, then you have some wonkiness, and you never know what you're going to get. You never know. It's luck of the draw. So, yeah. Pab says a resin conversion replaces certain parts or all parts to either create a new detail or a whole new suit. Exactly. Bill says, I used to work with chemicals that can turn your bones to jelly and worse. So to me, it is pretty cool. Christ. Never get Bill mad, you guys. Never get him mad. Pab says it would fit into an existing frame, which is why it's a gray area. There you go. Thomas Staten says it's a concentrated degreasing agent. Oh, the Dynafoam stuff he was referring to. Gotcha. Okay. Miko says, all right, ladies and gents, I'm going to hop off and watch my buddy draw the Wing Zero custom. Catch you all later and have a great weekend. Miko, enjoy, buddy. Thank you for watching. With the frogs, too. Nice. Very good stuff there. All right, so 1128. Cool. Let's get back to it, shall we? Now, one of the other things that we need to do is even up this surface right here, because I want this to be completely smooth. We're not going to plate over this because then it would it would cause weirdness with the surface plate here. So if you added something here, it would look wonky, right? So best to have this nice and flush, and then that way it all looks like one solid piece once we're done. All right, so trim that nice and flush there. Perfect. And now we need to kind of trim all of this back to 0 here. So there's not a ton to work with here. So this is going to be mainly fine-tuning and stuff. And then filling in some gaps here with super glue just to get that nice and filled in and solid looking, right? So, pretty good. And there's a definite gap in these two surfaces. That's an absolute. And just to flatten everything out here, we're just gonna take our sanding block. Just the 600 here, nothing crazy. Get that nice and flat. There we go. Looking really nice. And just to finish it, just scrape that down a little bit. And we've got a nice clean surface. Now, like I said, we're going to need to fill that in a little bit with some super glue. Not unexpected. But the other thing that we've created here a little bit, which is a little dip right here, and you can see the unevenness. So what we want is just to take that little edge off there. And then we're just going to trim off just a little bit down here at the bottom. Just to make that look nice and even with that new angle. And there we go. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Looking good. All right, so now we'll switch over to the other side here, and we'll do kind of the same thing. So let's switch back to the big blade. The big blade. Yeah. I don't know why I'm doing that. We're going to get the bulk of the material off of here. The low-hanging fruit, as I like to say. Ooh, see that? Look at that. Dug into the surface a little bit. Just a bit. That'll actually sand out, so I'm not too worried about that. But the angle of the blade was a bit off. So I'm gonna hold it like this. And I don't have the visor down either, which probably didn't do me any service there. Okay, so that's enough on that side. Now we'll again just turn this over and just take the bulk of this off with the big blade. Reminds me of Sling Blade. How much do you want for them French fried potatoes? Billy Bob Thornton. If you have not seen that movie, it's a freaky movie. But Billy Bob Thornton acted his butt off in that movie. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay. Got most of that worked down. So from that 4mm strip there, we've got it down to about 2.5 millimeters. Okay. So we're going to trade out our USA Gundam Store hobby knife for the little NT cutter, right? Let's get caught up with the chat just real quick here. Let's see. Bill says, Kenneth, look up hydrofluoric acid and then look up the fun stuff piranha solution. Jesus. Y'all talking about getting rid of bodies and stuff. That's just not... I am not... Not getting into this. Not getting into this. Bill says, the really cool stuff have names I can't remember. There was one with 15 letters and just the first word. Jesus. He says, I work in the semiconductor industry, make microchips, so I have been around some righteously awful chemicals. Bill's got a question for us.
We have a question.
He says, Tim, when did you change that blade last? It might be getting a bit dull. Yeah, no, I was actually thinking about that, Bill. So, no, I think, yeah, great minds and all. So, yeah, so this one here, the in the 45, or the 30 degree blade, this one I think is getting a bit on the dull side. Yeah. So I'll probably have to swap that out pretty soon. Tetris says, Tim, I'm a subscriber of Strider Prime and some of the builders in the community. Strider Prime made a recent video talking about MosquitoCon. However, will MosquitoCon happen this year? MosquitoCon, what is, shit, is that, I think that's the one that's already scheduled. I'm pretty sure it's scheduled, I think it's like July 31st? Something like that. If I'm not mistaken, let me see. Hang tight just a second here. Let's see. I followed them on the good old Facebooks here. So, let me see. Mosquito Con. There it is, yeah. July 31st, 9 a.m. Yeah. As of right now, it is scheduled for July 31st, 2021, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Yeah. To be held at in Wayne, New Jersey. So yeah, look up MosquitoCon Tetsugen on Facebook, and you'll find the event on there, the event listing and everything. So you'll be able to, if you follow that, you'll be able to see any updates or, heaven forbid, cancellations or anything like that. So yeah. Michael Dawson says, get the band-aids ready. Michael, why do you want to see me cut myself, dude? Come on. Jesus. Ranger Chris says, Bill, my mom used to work on fab production back when 1 micron was the best around. Bill says, Tetsugen, please add question. Yeah. So, yeah, Tetsugen, if you have a question, this is just, a thing with us. Put question in all caps in front of it, just so I can see it better. So I know it's a question. It just makes it easier for me to answer questions. That's all. Not a big deal. William Thompson, or sharpen on a diamond plate. Yeah, no, I'm not sharpening a blade on a diamond plate. Not happening. Bill says, yeah, that was, what, mid-90s? Jesus. Early to mid-80s before I was born. Jeez. Brian says it's happening in July. Yeah, July 31st. Yeah. Bill says, William, you could, but those blades are so cheap it would be more work than it's worth. Exactly. Brennan Hay has a question for us.
We have a question.
He says, how did you do the strapping on top of the shield? Looks like thinner claw plate, which can flex to match the curvature of the shield. Yes, that's it's actually 0.5 millimeter right here. 0.5 millimeter styrene sheet. So yeah, here's a bit of, that's not even 0.5 millimeter. So this is 0.5 millimeter, and obviously, you know, it can flex and everything. So yeah, it can conform to the curvature of the shield. That's why I used 0.5 millimeter. You could still use 1 millimeter, but excuse me, it would take a lot more work to get it. Number one, to get it aligned properly, and number two, to get that curve set in. With 0.5 millimeter, it's pretty simple. Actually, I had a piece right here. It's actually really pretty easy to get a curve set into this. It's literally just like if you remember, like when your mom wrapped Christmas presents and she went all fancy with the ribbons and everything, and she had like a straight piece of ribbon, and she did this sort of thing. That, see how it puts the curve into it? And you just keep doing it, and it puts more and more curve in there, right? And then you can even just start kind of rolling it kind of around like this. And there you go. You get a nice, pretty nice tight curve there. So, went from dead straight, boom, to super curvy. And then obviously you can adhere that. You know, you can flex it back and soften that curve a little bit, and then that will nicely adhere to the curvature of the piece. So pretty easy stuff, especially with 0.5 millimeter. So I do that all the time with 0.5 millimeter. You can absolutely do it with 1 millimeter. It just takes a little bit more work, obviously, and you need to be very careful with the alignment of the plate. So just keep that in mind as well. So yeah, good question. Ranger Chris says also Tim should do a blade sharpening ASMR. God, no. I am so not doing an ASMR or AMSR, ARS, whatever the fuck it is. Not doing it. No. Brian says same place as it was back in 2019. Yeah, Mosquito Con. He says I'll be there this year with a couple things I built. There you go. Bill says do it with 3 millimeter and I will be really impressed. Yeah, right. Dude, you would have to really heat that up. This, what is this, 2 millimeter plate here? Pretty sure this is like 2 millimeter plate. Let me zero this out and find out here. This is 2.3. This right here is a piece. This is what we did our scribing comparison on, and this is 2.3 millimeter plate, and that's, yeah, there's no bending that by hand. You'll need to heat that up pretty nicely and then get it curved. So, and I don't want to put 3 millimeter plate on anything either, Bill, so not happening. Let's see, Brendan, hey, thanks for the info. Gotta go. Brendan, thank you for watching, buddy. Let's see, Michael Dawson's got a question for us.
We have a question.
Heyo. He says, next Verka at the end of the year? He says, I'm thinking the Banshee MGEX since I just bought the Perfect Grade. Next Verka? No idea. I hope it's awesome, though. Yeah. I hope it's good. Let's see. Bill says, MGEX is not classified as a Verka. Yeah. Hooter says I'm bringing Buzz to Jersey. Hey, nice. I'm gonna try to get up there. I mean, shit. By that time, I'll be fully vaccinated too, so it won't be a big deal. Yeah, maybe I'll bring the airdrop. Let everybody see. Bring it out of storage. Ranger Chris says, "Wow, was just looking at wiki and commercial. Onum came out in 1984, and today commercial standard is down. Oh, 1UM standard is down to 5NM. Really amazing how far things have come. I don't know what that means. I'm sure it's a tolerance. I think it's probably very tiny. So I don't know. Anyway." Bill says it would probably be something from Thunderbolt with the hype around that series building again. Either that or Hathaway's Flash. You never know. Brian says you can put airdrop next to the flea, Tim. Yeah, definitely. Julio says, "Oh, you bringing a big gun? Fuck you, Tim." LMA. Just for that, Julio, I might even bring the hummingbird and set that abomination up for you. Bill says, but Bandai could do anything. They could do the Overka for all we know. Yeah. Let's see. Brian says, and the Breagle. There you go. Julio says, I'm going to bring my Kamakiri and Butcher. Ranger Chris, UM equals micrometer. NM equals nanometer. Gotcha. Like I said, very tiny tolerances. Very tight, very small. Which is good. Which is a good thing. All right. So, back to this. Eyes back on 11:47. So we've got 13 minutes to try and get this all done. Yeah, it ain't gonna happen, but still, hey. Let's see. Big Oof Ben says whatever Kotoki feels like working on gets the Verka badge. Yeah, exactly. Kenneth says hopefully Tim can finish his base for Blue Destiny for next trip. Ooh, yeah. I forgot about that actually. It's where is it? I think it's over here. I think it's over there. Hang on. I'll be back. Oh yeah. Here we go. I finded it. All right, let's take a look at this this Blue Destiny base because I forgot how it's all dusty now. Forgot how cool this was. Man, I already laid a coat of paint on it and everything. Wow. Anyway, let's get zoomed out so you can kind of get the full breadth of this. Yeah. And there it is. There's the but you can't on woo. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Right there. Yeah. So that's the Blue Destiny base. And yeah, I think it looks really cool. I forgot about this actually. So Kenneth, thank you for reminding me, buddy. Yeah, I shit, it sat in a box over there on my workbench for the past 8 months. Well, 10 months at this point. So almost a year it sat and just collected dust. Yeah. Brian says, "Oh yeah, my Mackay Grober Hund Kuato as well." I don't fucking know what that is. Um, Julius says, "Have a great weekend, and everybody night." Julius, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you, Sarge. Ranger Chris, true, and Wiki was even saying the talk is to begin work on 2 nanometers. Hey. Kenneth says, "Oops, he forgot which boxes." Tetchison's got a question for us.
We have a question.
He says, "How do you feel about the Verka re-releases, such as Master Grade, Wing Zero Custom, Endless Waltz so far?" I don't really have any feelings on it, to be honest with you, because more than likely I'm probably not going to build any of them. It's just not my style. I'm more a UC guy, you know. I've got a Tall Geese in the backlog. It's packed up everywhere, but yeah, I'm probably not going to build most of them. So Ben says, "I sense a sudden change in plans." Oh no, this is more reminiscing. This is just more reminiscing than anything. Bill says, all the Verka releases have included improvements in both stability, posability, and in detail. Yeah, well, there you go. Bada boom, bada bing, right? But yeah, so this was a cool base, man. I really liked it, and you can see kind of the height of it, and the Blue Destiny. It just he sits so perfectly on the foot pads, right? Oh, it's such a nice presentation. It's such a nice presentation. I may have to get this done before Mosquito Con. Yeah. Because I'll be honest with you, the Blue Destiny is one of my favorite builds. It really is. One of my favorites. Yeah. I don't know why. It's just something about it. Just so awesome. Yeah. Ben says, "I dig it." Right? I dig it too, man. So freaking cool. Anyway. But obviously you can't see you guys can't see what I can see here, because all you can see is a top down. And let's see if I can hold it up to the camera. Let's go camera 1 here. And let's see if I can hold this up without dropping it. Right? Because that would be bad. Careful. Hey. Yeah. So, there we go. Anywho, yeah, so that's for off-stream work. That's not what we're gonna work on on stream, right? So we'll put this off to the side here. Carve out a piece on the side table there just for now. Let's see. Let's go back camera 2 here. Julio says, "Take a picture, stupid." Fuck you, Julio. Jerk off. Let's see. Bill says, "Julio, just make sure to bring Buzz and yo fat ass." Not that I will be there. Nice. Yo fat ass. Julio doesn't have a fat ass anymore from what I heard. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Anyway. Alright. So, let's get back to this. Do a little bit more work. It's 11:54. We got a few more minutes here before we're going to call it quits. And let's get this zoomed back in. Bloop. There we go. Alright. So... we are getting a good amount of debris off of here. Getting this real close to surface level. And I think with that pass, we'll go back, we'll go to the scraping. That's pretty good. Bit more at this end than I would like. Kind of curves up. You can kind of see the unevenness there, right? So we need to kind of work this end down a little bit. Much more even now. Okay, so little sandpaper, even this side out here. Pretty good. I think we're gonna scrape just a wee bit more off of this side though. Cool. Okay. Go. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Happy with that. I'm happy with that. Let's see. Julio says, Bill, you coming? Bill says, way too far for me. He says, that type of trip takes serious planning and vacation time. Julio says, do it, Bill. Don't be a bitch, LMAO. Get your shit together. Put it in a box. Bring it to Jersey. 2022. You got a year. Bill says he's planning to go to SCGMC. Hell yeah. That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. Bill says, yeah, and even then, I may not get everything worked out, LOL. He says, Julio says, do it, Bill. Fucking do it. Bring me a Whataburger. He says, if I did, I would hop a train and make a week out of it, but that shit is money. Right? Exactly. Exactly. Ah. But, Bill, the good thing is that when SCGMC happens, usually those Gundam guys work it out with a hotel, and we get better rates because they're having the show at the hotel. So Chris R says, Tim, if you ever decide to clear out backlog, I know a guy after a hover tank. He says SCGMC can't wait, right? Yeah, dude. Nah, like I'm not clearing out my backlog, dude. I'm just packing it up for the move. Don't count on that. Don't count on that, Chris. Don't count on that, buddy. Oh man, Ranger Chris says is what they did in 2019. Yeah. Bill says his Australian log is fine. Oh, my Outback log, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Big Goof Ben says, I'm happy for you all that have time to build and get projects done. Ever since I started my business 6 years ago, I haven't finished anything decent. I mean, Ben, think of it this way. I haven't finished anything in 2 years. Just saying. Chris R says, I know. Can't blame me for trying. No, I can't. It's a valiant effort. Anyway. Alright. It's midnight, you guys. I'm done. I'm spent. Ready to call it a night. Anywho. Let's go back to camera 1. Finish this sucker out here, shall we? Alright, so. If you are interested in any of the tools and material. Whew, excuse me. Dinner's coming back to haunt me. Jeez. If you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we worked with here tonight or any of the other nights, do hit up the Amazon link below here in the description, that side, if you're watching on Facebook. I do get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it does not increase the cost for you. Goes to help support the stream and everything. There are a lot of cool stuff in there. Like I said, tools and materials, gear for streaming if you're into it. Tons of books for inspiration and stuff in there. Some really high quality stuff. The little mini Dremel is in there. The 1, 2, 3 blocks are in there. The inexpensive chisels are in there. The diamond plates that we use to sharpen said chisels are in there. There's a ton of stuff in there. Go check it out. Go hit it up. You never know what you're going to find that you might need. If you are interested in picking up one of the Wolves t-shirts or any of the Mecha Decals Insignia t-shirts, you can hit up www.childofmecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You will find the Mecha Decal shirts in there. You will also find the Ace Pilot shirts in there, hats, prints, all sorts of fun stuff in there. So go load up on that stuff too. But if you're really interested in showing your support for Child of Mecha and what we do here, hit up the Patreon. We got a lot of cool stuff going on in there. You see pictures and stuff like that don't make it to the social media channels and stuff. Bunches of explanations and things like that. Some behind the scenes things, and it's just some fun stuff overall. We do giveaways, we do hangouts and stuff like that. So go show your support if you have the ability to. That's the most important thing. And also, too, if you are in the market for kits, tools, paints, accessories, decals, such as Mecha Decals, sheets 1, 2, and 3, those are all in stock and shipping now. Right down here at our good friends, USA Gundam Store. Adam and the fine crew down there will definitely have what you need, including the newest sticker pack that has airdrop in it. That is the exclusive sticker for the newest sticker pack. So go check that out. Go pick it up. Go show Terry, Mr. Gundam Yatham, some love, because he did an absolutely amazing job. He completely knocked it out of the park. So go and go show Terry some love. All right. So, with that being said, you guys, I will be back here on Monday. Next week is a Mechanism week, so only 2 streams next week, and then Mechanism. And we're going to have fun, hopefully, next Friday. So come on back. On Monday night, we're going to continue to work on this. I'll probably post a bunch of stuff to Patreon, a few things to the social medias over the weekend and stuff, and kind of give you updates of where we're at. So, with that being said, man, have an awesome weekend, you guys. Be safe out there. But most importantly, build something cool. All right? I'll see you guys on Monday. Take care, everybody. Bye.